Hi, I'm John Fitzgerald and welcome to this week's edition of Team Talk. And this comes from a great client of Custodian, Paul. I won't mention his last name, but a great client, a great friend of mine for many, many years, over 10 years. And he wanted me to address self-esteem. How do we maintain our self-esteem, particularly when there's a lot of negativity around us? The answer is every day. But let me go back on self-esteem because I found self-esteem to be the most important topic for success. The most important topic. And self-esteem is actually identified in people from when they're 4 or 5 years old to when they're 18, 19 years of age. There's a couple of critical points for them. And they talk about self-esteem and then they talk about self-worth, particularly when it comes to finances. And I suppose the litmus test they use for when they're 4 or 5 years old is how their mother was coping at that stage, when you first started school. So think about how your mother was coping when you first started school, because that will affect your self-esteem. Was she positive? Was she happy? Was she motivated? All those sorts of things. And then secondly, what did your father think of you when you finished school? What did he think that you would earn? Now, I didn't have a father when I finished school. In fact, I had no male role model when I finished school, and I actually left home and hitchhiked to Queensland. But it was my mother who took over that role, and she used to say to me, you know, John, you can do anything you want. And she kept on putting that confidence into me. And she was an amazing person. You know, when I think about it, she was a real driving force for me, because Dad died when I was 8 years old. She had 5 kids, and then she had to try and run a business in a house that was half under construction, our principal place of residence. She finished it all, did everything, relocated from Melbourne to Queensland 4 or 5 years after I'd moved up here, but all the time giving me the confidence. And we need to do that with our kids, because what you give is what you receive as well. Give as much self-esteem as you possibly can, because you'll receive it back. And I'm sure that was her secret. And I'm sure it wore off on me. It gave me the self-esteem, the self-confidence to enable me to earn, but not only earn, to learn, to grow, to develop. And every single day, I have gratitude for that. And you know, gratitude is really a really powerful motivator in self-esteem. Because when you look at what you haven't got, that's what your mind often focuses on. But when you think about it, we are so lucky in Australia, you know, just to have clean water, just to have a roof over our heads, and imagine all of that, plus to have a motor vehicle and then even a job with a regular income. How lucky are we? And we need to be grateful for that. And once you focus on what you're grateful for, you actually get this good feeling inside. The anxiety goes out of you, and the anxiety is, you know, what I haven't got, what I could lose, that attachment, those attachments, beliefs and fears, so to speak, that I often say are the left brain curse of a lot of people. They get caught up on their attachments. They get caught up on their beliefs. They get caught up on their fears. Whereas I'd rather think of someone with self-esteem as somebody who's living in the moment, being grateful for what they've got, looking forward to it, working on it every single day, and living in that particular moment. The best way to do that is to show that gratitude. So thanks to Paul from Melbourne for suggesting self-esteem. How do we work on it? Work on it every single day. Give it out. Send people, you know, that you love and you care for, send them little positive notes, send them little positive emails. Look for inspiration every single day. And what you give is what you'll receive. And it's not that you wait for it to come back to you, but it's amazing how it'll improve your own self-esteem by just sharing it. It's like the Buddhist saying, it only takes one candle to light 1,000 candles, and none of it diminishes by lighting the other. Self-esteem. Start sharing it around. It'll improve your own. And think about that litmus test for your own self-worth, because if you need to do a little bit of work on that, it might be something you need to unblock in the recesses of your subconscious. And don't worry, we've all got lots of that too. Hey, thanks for listening to me today.